Well, this is our Boomer.
Hi, Boomer. Boomer, look, it's Boomer.
Boomer is an old man nighthawk, and he's just kind of set in his ways. He's just gonna do what he's gonna do. This is Mary Lou. She is a crow. She came in injured and not able to fly, but she tricked us. And years later, after she had already been imprinted on humans, decided that she can fly. So if she gets out of there, she actually is pretty good at flying. This is Einstein. He's kind of a fan favorite. People are familiar with him as one of our education ambassadors. He's also knows when the camera's in his face and purposely just turns his head.
Oh,
Einstein. Yes, he's got quite the personality. He's downright snobby, really. This is Martin. He's our office duck. And he just walks around all day. And yes, he poops. He does. All the animals do.
Yeah.
But Martin is, he was not able to be released because he has something called angel wing. If you see that one side wing there that's sticking out, that is actually generally caused by people that are feeding them bread and crackers and things like out at the cemetery or other place where there's ponds, and the ducks as babies fill up on those foods that do not have enough nutritional value, and they don't eat the things they're supposed to, and their wings don't develop properly, so he cannot fly.
So don't feed ducks at the pond, breadcrumbs and things like that.
Correct, especially babies while they're still developing and they need that nutrition. It's just like a human baby. You want to make sure while they're growing and developing that they're getting the right nutrition, and they will. If they're around a pond, they'll get the things that they need. It's fun to feed them. It's fun to see them come up to you, but this is what can happen. And Martin will never be able to fly. So he's living the good life here at Nature's Nursery, just, like hanging around the desk and picking at his carpet.
Yeah,
Martin.
picking at his carpet.
This is just a continuation of our indoor education area. So this is Greta. She came in with both an eye injury, and then it was determined that she's not able to see much at all. So she would never have survived out in the wild. So she is an education ambassador. Opossums are just fantastic for the environment. People seem to identify them as being a little scary, creepy animals, but they're really not. They eat ticks. They eat thousands of ticks.
And I think that's good to, educate people on, some of these animals might seem like a nuisance to us on a day-by-day basis, but they're really important. They have a place in our society, like you said, eating ticks and things like that. They're important to be around.
Lefty, as you can see, properly named because he's missing a leg.
Poor guy.
He was brought in with some other injuries. The leg doesn't seem to slow him down a whole bunch.
No.
But if it was a wild turtle and a human was picking it up, it should be going into panic mode and closing up, but it's not. So this is another one that possibly was someone's pet that they released, and then it got hit by a car and was brought into us. Either way, Lefty is going to be sticking around with us for the rest of his years, living the good life in this room that currently feels like it's about 110 degrees.
He seems like he likes it. Yeah, he's on the move. Look at him go.
So now we are in the Nicu, and these are the animals that come in as orphaned babies or juveniles that are not old enough yet to be on their own. Right now, it's a little sparse in here. We don't have a lot of babies. It's not baby season. But in the spring, every single one of these little containers and cages would be full of everything from squirrels, bunnies, opossums, bats, pretty much everything. And all the species share the same room.
So do you have full-time vets working there, or is it a volunteer basis for the rehab portion?
We have over 100 volunteers, as well as a veterinarian that volunteers his time. He's a veterinarian at the zoo, and he comes over here and volunteers for us. Then we have about 6 or 7 people on our paid staff, everything from one, our education director and operations director, and then the rest are all animal care people. They are vet techs in training, learning about the science behind veterinary medicine. Definitely challenging in a wildlife veterinary setting. There's so many different species to learn about. not like your typical pet vet, which is, dogs and cats. Here we've got so many different species that we care for and different conditions of which they come in.